Hello. So I saw we are actually competing with puppies in Hall 3, which might not be an easy one today, but let's see how it goes. Let me introduce myself. My name is Markus. I'm the CEO of Kongregate. And probably to tell you a little bit more about Kongregate, Kongregate was founded in 2006 with the idea to create a platform, basically a YouTube for gaming, where developers, players, and partners can meet. We created over the years more than 125,000 games from over more than 40,000 developers on our site. We were trying to understand what the next level of engagement would look like for our players, specifically on the platform. We added publishing. We also went into own game development, but specifically for the platform, when Flash was dying by the end of 2020, we looked deeper into blockchain technology to try to understand if there's a path for us going deeper for the users to engage with the new technology. And that brings us a bit to the question of the why behind NFTs and blockchain for us. Back then in 2020, we learned that with the implementation of the technology, users were actually looking into ownership for the first time in their journey with us. We created badges, easy onboarding opportunities where they can trade it interactively with other players, owning their rewards for the first time. And going a bit further down the road, we actually integrated the opportunity on blockchain into our games, trying to build a metaverse around the technology of earning, rewarding, and owning these elements. So we created the Bitverse, which is a metaverse of games around the Bit Heroes IP, where you can own the NFT as an avatar, take it from game to game, and even look further above the plate to create open metaverses and interoperability. We went deeper into engagement with regards to partners. We partnered with Sandbox. So my dream is to, or our dream is to create a universe where you can take your avatar out of the Kongregate sphere into the Sandbox, where you can actually train your pet in the Kongregate tower at Sandbox. And because you're an NFT holder, we also send you to the concert of Snoop Dogg to enjoy yourself as a valued holder of the ecosystem. This is a bit the way we think about the NFTs. Ownership has opened that door. And I've heard a lot in the last couple of days around the discussion, is ownership needed? Is ownership a thing? Of course it is, right? I mean, looking back into 2022, when everything started, the market was loaded with a lot of financial speculation around NFTs. And this is when all the bubbles start to actually get a bit more, let's say, cautious around being bursting, going further down the road. So we saw that coming, and every strong business is technically built out of a bear market. So when you get away with all the speculative aspects around NFTs, the game places, and specifically the opportunity to own and sell and to technically transfer assets, you end up with collectors being very proud to be part of the ecosystem that they love and that they create. And this is a bit the angle where we come from. So ownership, marketplaces to interact, to operate, and open metaverses are a good thing for us to bring games to the next level of engagement. The app stores are full with projects in the Web 2 world that actually show a broad variety of diversified products, but certainly not with the depth that you would like to see. So our approach is to technically go deeper into the experience around owning and around leveraging. Are we yet there? Have we yet onboarded the next billion users? Definitely not. But let's take a quick look on why that is the case. I always compare it to the early days of the internet. Before Andreessen invented the Netscape Navigator, it was literally impossible for people to go on the internet. And the regular user, he has or she has issues with setting up wallets, with interacting on Layer 2, probably having a MetaMask wallet that doesn't really showcase your purchased NFT on an L2 environment unless you log in and get access on the L2 level to really see it. So all that is very complicated. In some cases, you probably even need to interact with crypto because an upload from a credit card won't get you there. So everything is still very complicated, but we should not mix that up with the general opportunity that blockchain technology and NFTs are offering. It's always a question on, will the technology get easier? For sure it will. It has always been, right? I recently read an article that was published, I think in the late 90s by the New York Times, that was discussing the future of the internet. And they were actually ending up with the solution that the internet might not have a future because it's still far too complicated to engage with it. So we need to build out of the bear market the opportunity to encourage our partners, our developers on the side to join us on the journey. And this is where Kongregate specifically has started to find cooperation partners, developers that are looking forward to interact with us on the level of cooperation, learning from us how to safely embed the opportunity of blockchain technology without getting exposed to any kind of fraud, crypto assets or whatsoever. So it's a bit the case and question of how can you allow users and players to understand the journey better and to continue with a partner on a secure path into the future. Custodial wallets might be a first step. So we are looking into that, actually taking a lot of pressure away from users to really interact with us directly on the platform rather than taking an approach through the back door of a crypto account and uploading funds to make transactions with the partner. But all that is something that will find its way, and we believe that the technology will definitely evolve and bring us closer. It has already been, but like, you know, in these days, if it doesn't happen tomorrow, everybody stops believing in it. And this is probably not the right approach to literally discuss in the market. When we take a deeper look into the user and getting probably a step back, you can always discuss, why does the art lover purchase the painting? He could also live with a nice print. Of course he could, but maybe he's very deeply engaged with the project. He believes in the painter. He wants to be a part of that ecosystem, and he wants to actually own a piece of that artwork. And this is what we found out through the journey on our platform with all the tests that we did, the user feedback that we got from the market, and the engagement that we were seeing. Users want to be a part of the game and the art that they love. They want to be a part of the asset. They want to own that. They even want to become a part of the ecosystem if possible. And this is where our angle is. Web 2 was a lot about getting an audience. Web 3 is more about building a community. So you need to listen to the community and help them and us to technically get there. I think this is the right way to go in deeper into the projects rather than trying to build the next match 3 game or the next CCG, because what's awaiting there from a technology perspective, right? The technology will actually be very interesting around blockchain integration and offering a lot of opportunities within the depth and making sure that collectors can be approached rather than the speculative people. I think we are right now in that market, in that opportunity. As I mentioned earlier, bear markets have always showcased that great opportunities are born. For us, it is important, there's probably a closing word here for me. For us, it is important that we are not forcing people to do anything, right? So it's always, if we speak about Web 2, Web 3, it is always an and, not an or. So people need to feel comfortable to decide when and if to move over. And of course, they will always do it when they feel it's a benefit for them. So let's create that benefit and actually showcase that the journey is safe and seen as an opportunity. I think that brings us into the next level. Even new technologies like artificial intelligence can be mixed very, very well with the opportunity of blockchain gaming. We are entering a new market that is very attractive and very interesting from a gamer, a partner, but also from a developer perspective. Thank you very much. I'm around in case you have any questions. Appreciate your time. Thank you very much.